In this section, we will look into matting. In After Effects, we have two types of matte. One is alpha matte, another one is Luma Matte. Let's take a look what alpha matte is. When we talk about alpha, which means it's transparent. So let's take a look. If let's say I have this image and this one I already cropped it. This is transparent. And if let's say I have an image, I drag and drop it to the bottom. This is an image and the sides here are transparent. We call this alpha matte. If you want to play around with the matte, the first thing is you need to go all the way down here and turn it on. If you couldn't see the matte tab, this is the track matte. The first icon is where you can choose whether you want alpha matte or Luma matte. The second is about inverting the matte. So right now, I want to make sure that my matte is the 03.png. So I go here, I choose my matte to this, and automatically it shows me alpha matte. So if you take a look right now, my baby face is already turned off and it has this icon showing us that it turns into a matte. So if let's say I have this and I choose it as my matte as well, and I turn this off, and you see that I have the baby head matte. If I think I use this is easier. If invert alpha matte, when I click, it will invert, meaning that it will cut the shape out. Now I go back to the normal matte and I change to Luma Matte. When I change to Luma Matte, you'll see that the icon turns into something like sun ray, because Luma means lightness or brightness. So if let's take a look at here, you'll see that the image turns into half transparent. Reason being is, if we took a look back at the baby face, here is darker, here is brighter. White color in Luma means full 100% opaque. Black color means full transparency. So normally we talk about Luma Matte is black and white or gray area. So right now, if let's say we desaturate the baby face down, you will see that here should have a darker gray and here has a lighter gray. And the eyes here are all in black, meaning that at this point it should be fully transparent. So let's turn it off and see that you see the eyes here are fully transparent and here is more opaque. So this is the difference between alpha matte and Luma Matte. You can click onto no matte and turn them back. And right now I can always create a shape and make the shape the matte. So let's take a look at here, this layer. I can change shape and then I have this image crop in a star shape. Why do I need to create a shape on top rather than I just create a mask on the image, since we already know masking? That is a flexibility if you have a matte on top. If let's say you want the shapes to be like a window and you want to animate the movement, for example, I want to animate the image behind to move, then you need a shape so that you can move independently. You can also animate the shape. So at this point, you can animate your mask and you can animate your image independently. So this is normally how we use it. And in what circumstances we'll be using Luma Matte? For example, there is ink drop, ink smear, water splash, things like that. We use Luma Matte, whereby we still need the gray tone of the footages. So let's take a look at this ink matte. Here is black color, here is white color, meaning that here is fully opaque, here is transparent, and at this gray tone, you will see that there are semi-transparent over here. Let's make my ink matte as my Luma Matte. And remember, if let's say I change to alpha matte, it will read the size of my whole ink matte video. If I change to Luma, this is how it looks. So you will see that it looks like an ink animated out, just because you can see that there is this half transparency area that appears. You see that all this looks more like an ink. This is Luma Matte. So this is the difference between Alpha Matte and Luma Matte.